everyone, and welcome to Module 4, the mind and body. So in Module 4, we're going to be taking a look at something a little bit unusual, but something that you've probably thought a lot about in the past, perhaps not in this particular way. But what we're going to be taking a look at is the mind-body problem. Most of us are dualists, and we think that our mind is separate from our body. But there are some people that don't think the mind and body are separate. They believe them to be one thing. And it gets a little bit trickier. So where we get our original thinking about the mind and the body is usually from a philosopher called René Descartes. And he came up with Cartesian dualism. And so that's something that we'll be investigating during Module 4. So if we do have a mind and it is separate from the body, then how do those things talk with each other? Or maybe there's just a brain and that somehow is separate from the mind and different from the body. And they all play different functions, but where does the soul come in? Is the soul the mind? Is the soul the body? Is it something separate? Maybe there is no soul. Maybe everything is just scientific in nature. You have a brain. It has neurological chemicals and synapses firing and thoughts, and everything is just physical. And that is the way the two things interact with each other. And when you die, that's it, and there's nothing more. So we'll be taking a look at all of these different ideas. We'll be taking a look at some things like substance dualism and logical behaviorism, identity theory, functionalism, and property dualism. And there will be some other theories we'll talk about as well. We'll take a look also at Searle's Chinese room thought experiment and his distinction between syntax and semantics, and how his argument is supposed to show that a strong AI is not possible. So yeah, we'll be getting into robots a little bit, artificial intelligence, and we might even find ourselves thinking about a really old movie from the past called The Matrix. Some of you may have seen it. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it because it talks about whether or not we're living in a dream and how do we know things are real. And what function really is our body here to play? So I think you'll find this chapter exciting, and we'll take a look at zombies. Zombies and the zombie apocalypse have kind of been popular over the years. So we'll have a chance to take a look at Chalmers' argument and why it seems to pose a threat to identity theory. Is the mind like a computer? Does it run like software? We'll take a look at Ned Block's absent qualia argument and explain how it's supposed to show functionalism to be false. But then we'll articulate maybe possible reasons and responses to the arguments that functionalists make. Now, I'm talking about a lot of different terms that you've probably not come across before, or maybe you have. But by the end of the chapter, you should be very familiar with all of these ideas and know where you fit on what you believe and how the mind and body fit together, or maybe they don't. I'll see you in the chapter 4 discussion.